Hello, and welcome back to the MA English Cafe. I'm Ben, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here with my co-host, Jenny. Today, we're tackling a topic that can feel a little bit terrifying, a little bit stressful, but is completely essential for your professional life.
That's right, Ben. We're talking about interviews. We're not just going to talk about interviews, though. We're going to dive deep into interview mastery. We'll cover everything from how to prepare, how to handle the pressure, and how to answer those tricky recruitment questions that always seem to come up.
We're going to be your guides through the entire process, breaking it down into simple, manageable steps. We'll show you some real English in action through role-play scenarios, and we'll even point out some of the funniest, most common mistakes people make. Because let's face it, everyone has a funny interview story. I've certainly got a few.
That's the beauty of it. It's like a performance, right? You're on a stage and you need to perform perfectly. But it's not just about the words you say. We'll talk about so much more than that. So let's start at the very beginning with the most important part of the entire process.
The preparation. It's so crucial. A lot of people think they can just walk into an interview and talk their way through it. But that's a huge mistake. The most successful candidates are the ones who put in the work beforehand. The first thing you absolutely must do is your research.
Exactly. You have to be an investigator. You need to know the company inside and out. What are their values? What's their mission statement? What are their latest projects? You can find all this information on their website and on social media. This shows the hiring manager that you're genuinely interested in them, not just in getting a job.
It also helps you tailor your answers. For example, if you know a company is really focused on innovation, you can talk about a time you came up with a creative solution to a problem. It makes you stand out and shows you've done your homework. And speaking of homework, the second thing you need to research is the job itself.
Yes. You have to go over the job description with a fine-tooth comb. What are the required skills? What are the responsibilities? What kind of experience are they looking for? This helps you understand what the company actually wants. You'll be able to connect your past experience directly to their needs, which is exactly what they want to see.
It also helps you prepare for specific questions. If the job description says you need to be a great communicator, you can prepare a story about a time you used your communication skills to resolve a conflict. If it requires technical skills, you can be ready to talk about a specific project where you used them.
And what about the big questions? We all know them. The ones that every interviewer asks. Tell me about yourself. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? People often just give a generic answer, but that's not going to get you the job.
That's where you need to craft your own stories. Your tell me about yourself answer shouldn't be a list of everything on your resume. It should be a concise 1-minute story about who you are professionally, where you've been, and why you're interested in this specific role.
Exactly. And for strength, you shouldn't just say, I'm a hard worker. You need to say, I have strong problem-solving skills. For example, in my last job, we had a major system failure, and I was able to quickly identify the root cause and get the system back online. That's much more effective.
And for the weakness question, which is always awkward, you should never say, I have no weaknesses. That's a huge red flag. You should pick a real weakness, but show how you're actively working to improve it. Like, I used to be a little shy about public speaking, so I joined a speaking club to get better at it.
And that brings us to the next big part of our discussion, handling the day of the interview. This is where the comedy comes in.
Oh, absolutely. I once had a friend who was so nervous about an interview that he showed up to the wrong building. He spent 15 minutes walking around, got completely lost, and then showed up 20 minutes late, drenched in sweat. It was a disaster before it even started.
The lesson here is that you have to prepare for the day itself, not just the questions. You need to make sure you know exactly where you're going, what you're wearing, and that you get a good night's sleep. Your body language matters so much more than you think. You need to project confidence.
So, on interview day, you should arrive 10 to 15 minutes early. This gives you time to calm your nerves, use the restroom, and mentally prepare. You should have a firm handshake and make eye contact. And try not to fidget. Fidgeting can make you look nervous and unprepared.
And remember to smile. A smile can instantly make you seem more approachable and confident. And the most important thing is to be yourself. They are not just hiring your skills, they are hiring you. So let your personality shine. Don't be a robot, be a human being.
What's the biggest mistake people make in interviews?
Not asking questions. People think an interview is just about answering questions, but it's a two-way street. You should always prepare a list of questions to ask the interviewer. It shows you're engaged and seriously considering the position.
We've covered a lot of ground so far, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. We have so much more to discuss, including some fun role-play scenarios that will show you exactly how to put this all into practice.
And before we move on to that, let's take a quick moment. It would mean the world to us if you would double take and hit that like button right now. It truly helps our channel grow and reach more people.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the MA English channel. You don't want to miss a single second of this. So let's get right into it. Are you ready for some role-playing?
All right, everyone, we've covered all the preparation, from what to research to how to get your mind right. But now it's time to put it all into practice. We're going to do a few role-playing scenarios that will show you exactly how to apply our tips and avoid some very common and very funny mistakes.
That's right. I'll be the tough hiring manager asking the questions, and Ben here will be our very brave candidate. Are you ready, Ben?
As ready as I'll ever be, Jenny. Bring it on.
Ben, thank you for coming in today. Can you please tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I was born in a small town, and I went to university. I studied a lot of different things. My resume says it all, really. I like hiking and dogs. That's about it, I guess.
Okay, stop. That's a perfect example of what not to do. You were so nervous and you just rambled. You told me about your hobbies, which is fine, but it didn't tell me anything about why you're a good fit for this job. You basically handed me your life story instead of your professional story.
That's fair. I've definitely made that mistake before. The goal is to be professional, not to become best friends with the interviewer. Let's try it again. This time, I'll follow our own advice.
Ben, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for asking. I'm a passionate digital marketer with over 5 years of experience in creating and managing successful online campaigns. In my last role at XYZ Company, I specialized in social media strategy, where I was able to increase customer engagement by 30%. I'm excited about this opportunity because your company's focus on sustainable technology aligns perfectly with my personal and professional interests.
Excellent! See the difference? That was a professional, concise story. It's structured and it directly connects his experience to the company's needs. That's interview mastery right there.
That's right. Now, it's my turn. Let's switch roles. I'm the recruitment manager and you're the candidate, Jenny. Let's tackle the question everyone dreads. What would you say is your biggest weakness?
Well, my biggest weakness is that I'm a perfectionist. I just work too hard sometimes and care too much about my work.
Okay, come on, Jenny. That's the oldest trick in the book. It sounds like you're trying to turn a weakness into a secret strength. Everyone uses that line. It's a huge red flag because it shows you haven't actually thought about your own professional development.
You got me. But that's a mistake so many people make. So, here's how to do it correctly. You should pick a genuine weakness, but show that you're actively working to improve it.
Let's hear the good answer.
In the past, I struggled with public speaking. I would get very nervous, and it was hard for me to present ideas to a large team. To overcome this, I recently joined a public speaking club, and I've been taking online courses to improve my confidence and presentation skills. I'm now much more comfortable speaking in front of groups, and I'm always looking for opportunities to practice.
See, that was honest and it showed a clear desire to grow. It also demonstrated your communication skills and self-awareness. That's exactly what an interviewer wants to hear. We could do this all day, but for now, we'll stop the role-playing here. We've covered a lot, but this is just a quick sample. There's so much more to learn, and we're going to cover all the key vocabulary in our next part.
That's right. But before we get to that, it would mean the world to us if you would take a quick moment and double take to hit that like button. It truly helps our channel grow and reach more people.
And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the MA English channel.
We've practiced some scenarios, and now it's time to nail down the most important words we used today. This is the English vocabulary part, where we make sure you walk away with a bigger mental dictionary for your next interview.
That's right. Let's start with the basics. The people in charge of finding new employees are in recruitment. You'll often hear them called hiring managers or sometimes simply HR. They are the ones who will be interviewing you.
And the document you send them that lists all your experience and skills is called your resume or your CV. It's your professional story on 1 or 2 pages. Think of it as a highlight reel of your career.
And what about the list of things they want you to do? That's the job description. It's basically a cheat sheet that tells you exactly what they are looking for in a candidate, from required skills to responsibilities.
And speaking of skills, there are 2 main types. Hard skills are the technical things you can do, like coding, graphic design, or operating machinery. These are things you can prove easily.
And soft skills are things like communication, teamwork, and problem solving. They are harder to measure, but are just as important because they show how you interact with people and how you think.
A lot of people also wonder about the cover letter. This is the letter you send along with your resume. It's where you can introduce yourself and explain why you're a perfect fit for the specific job, instead of just repeating what's on your resume.
It's also very important to pay attention to your body language. This is how you communicate without words. So remember to have a firm handshake, make eye contact, and sit up straight. It shows you're confident and engaged.
And a term you'll hear a lot is networking. This is the process of meeting new people and building professional relationships. You might find your next job through someone you already know. It's all about creating connections.
These are just a few of the essential English phrases and words that will help you in your next interview. Mastering these will give you a major advantage and make you sound professional and confident. This has been a great educational podcast, and we hope you feel much more prepared for your next interview.
Remember, you can always go back and re-listen to this podcast in English for more English listening practice. And if you want to improve your vocabulary even more, make sure to check out our MA English Cafe page for our podcast transcripts.
And that brings us to the end of our English lessons for today. We hope you've learned a lot.
And before you go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the MA English channel for more content like this. We'll see you soon.